Okay guys, hey, back to video 3. This video we're going to be concerned with writing the bulk of the food class, or writing the food class and writing the constructor as well. And in this exercise, it's pretty mundane. All we're really doing is we're going to write a class so that we can take these parameters that are fed into this constructor and then spit them back out onto the screen um, in the main routine. But it does sort of showcase a key point is that in order to do that, we have to make member variables. And Tom Crown might have talked about this. There's two kinds of variables. All the variables that you've seen me use so far, all these guys here, these are all static variables. And on my computer, they show up to be a hazy blue. Static variables are variables that are declared inside of some method. Like in this case, they're all declared inside of the main method. And there's a lot of advantages to having static variables, but one key disadvantage is that um, you can't recall any of these videos outside of the class that it's written in. In fact, I don't even think you can recall these variables in another method inside the same class. They can only be called upon inside of the method that they're written in. So they're very limited in scope. And they're called static variables. Static, they can't move around. Member variables are variables that belong to a class but are not declared inside of a method. So if I were to take this variable right here, this integer salads, cut it out, and let's say I put it right up here inside the lunch order class but outside of the main routine, let's see what happens. I paste it in there. Okay, the computer is going to recognize it as a variable, but it's going to turn the variable color green for me. And that's going to tell me that it's a member variable now. It can still be accessed inside of this method, but it can also be accessed outside of the method as well, in other methods in the same class, or even recalled in classes, in totally different classes altogether. And so that's what we're going to have to do in the food class, is we're going to have to make member variables of these parameters so that they can be recalled in this lunch order class. So I'm going to undo what I did here because I do not want to make any of these member variables. So I'll get salads back where he belongs. I'll go ahead and format all this. Bing. And to make these parameters member variables, first I have to declare the variables in the food class. And I'm just going to give them names and they're all going to be double, unit price. So it's like the price, but I'm going to say unit price. And then double unit, what's the next one? Fat, double unit carbs, double unit fiber. All right, and so we've declared our 4 member variables, and then all we have to do in our constructor is then have our constructor set each of these parameters equal to the member variable. And that code would just look like unit price is equal to price, right? Bada bing. This stays hazy blue because this is the parameter static variable, but it's going to transform it in a way to a member variable. Now, of course, it needs a new name, so we'll call it unit price. But now unit price can be accessed inside of our main routine. That's the key idea here. Whoa, what just happened? All those just popped up on my screen. Nah, I just paused the video and typed them in to save you some time. But that's how you would do that. You would just set each of these individual parameters to their corresponding member variable that you can access outside of the food class. And that's it. That's all we really need to do with this food class. That's all we really need to do with the food constructor. That's all it's going to do. I'll format that, make it look all pretty. Let's try that again. Format, there we go. And so things are really coming together. I'm going to go ahead and stop this video, make this a short video. And the last video is just going to be putting it all together and displaying the screen what everything is, and the other key concept of how to recall these member variables if they belong to another class, which I don't think we've done before. Maybe we have, I don't know. But you'll learn it in video 4. So I'll see you then.